Hear your voice right through my bones.
For as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a rock star. I mean, I know it's not a unique dream, but it was mine. And all through my 20s and 30s, you know, I pushed on that dream. And by the time we quit, you know, I was pushing 40, and the dream just didn't seem reasonable anymore. You know, I'd made another life. I'd made a real life, and it was rich and it was terrific, and it was full of blessings. But over the past 12 years, I've had to face the fact that I'm full of regret. Years ago, I had this book about making it in the music industry, and there was a section about the 4 things you had to have. You know, you had to have a good look. God knows I'm pretty. And you had to have great songs. And, you know, I always worried the songs weren't good enough. You had to work hard. And we worked hard. We put in the hours, but I always thought that maybe other bands worked harder than we did. And you have to be lucky. You have to have the right song at the right time and get it in the right hands. You know, and for whatever reason, it just never happened. You know, so now most of us are pushing 50. We're booking studio time, and we got these new songs. And you have to wonder a little bit about what you're doing it for. You know, I mean, all those years in Texas. I mean, hundreds upon hundreds of gigs, and 100 songs, and we worked at it, and we dreamed about it, and we tried to make it happen. And all during that time, there was that goal. And now it just seems to be about the music. You know, you want to make a good song, and you want to make a good song just for its own sake. You know, and we're here doing it together. You know, and part of it is friendship, and part of it is nostalgia. You know, and if you love music like we do, sometimes that's enough. You know, right at the very end in Dallas, Buck and I were at some awful place, a coffee house out in Fort Worth, and it was one of those gigs where you just hated being a musician. You know, you're making $20, and the people who were there, they're more interested in their brownies and their triple espressos than they are in the music. You know? And toward the end of the night, these kids came in, these punks, you know, just kids, like kids anywhere, and they're goofing on us. I mean, we're up there sweating away to Tupelo Honey or Brown Eyed Girl or whatever. And one of the kids hollers said, "Hey, you know any Neil Diamond?" You know, like it's a big joke. And so I start playing this one that I've always loved, and Buck picked up on it, and the drummer, and whatever drummer we had that night, he picked up on it. You know, and we got a hold of it. You know, I sang the shit out of it, and by the time we were done, those kids were out in the parking lot, and they were looking for a cooler place to go, I guess. But the guy behind the counter kind of gave me a look, you know, and kind of gave me a nod. I never do this, but when I got home, I woke my wife up, you know, and she asked how it went, you know, how did it go? And I said it was great. I mean, it was a great night.
There was a time I thought that love was something
It's a concept. It's something that has evolved over the years outside of all the other musical projects that Bob and I both worked on. This was a very specific kind of project because the songs all seem to be about this fictional character. If there's a key to the band, in my opinion, that's it. Is that this guy, Eddy, is in every one of these songs. And Eddy is not Bob, it's not me, it's not Chris or Steven. Eddy is a character. He's a creation, and we've all contributed to the creation of that character. Eddy songs are about meager love and driving. That's one of Bob's aphorisms, and I think it's dead on. Eddy is a guy who's never satisfied. He's always looking for the next girlfriend / love affair. He's always looking for the next adventure. He's always looking at the horizon.
The first time I heard Eddy music was at Bob's house, and looking through all his collection of music, and I saw something called the Eddy, and I thought it was an interesting name. I pulled out the tape, and I asked Bob, "What is it?" He said, nothing. It's over with. It'll never go anywhere. Never amount to anything. Just put it back. Let's listen to some, Midnight Oil or something." I put the tape in the player and listened to it, and out came, for me, what I heard, just West Texas, which West Texas to me, some open road, dreams, the end of something, move on, a new beginning. It's just a tremendous space to the music, and this voice that had a lot of heartache in it.
And he spends a lot of time on the road. When he's on the road, he has a lot of time to think about his life. He spends a lot of time looking back as he's moving forward. I think of Eddy as a regular guy who's searching. He's always searching.
Bobby and I played in a couple of cover bands, and at one time we were playing with this girl, Jo Dare, and we rehearsed at Steven's apartment, and the conversation turned to original music. Now, I had played original music with Steven and his band, but I had not heard or played any Eddy. Bobby sat on the couch and said, we were talking about some other Dallas artist, and he said, I think that guy writes songs pretty well. They're almost as good as my songs, kind of thing. And I thought, well, maybe the songs are good. Maybe I should listen to the songs. Maybe they're not good and he's an egomaniac. Well, not quite sure. And I got a chance to listen to it. The instrumentation was great. I thought the sparse nature of these singer-songwriter songs was fantastic. The band sounded like guys who can play, but not these wild standouts. But the songs were standouts. And I thought, hey, if he could somehow get these songs in somebody's hands, something could happen with this guy.
Rolling.
Waking up doesn't do any good. Do it anyway. Mostly out of habit. Just pretend another day. Everything keeps twisting. Everything I see. Look back down and I'm lost again. Nobody here but me. And I can't find you anywhere. What's a boy to do?
The lead time for this project was 6 months. We planned it, arranged it, we wrote the songs, and now it's here. It's almost over. We came in from Jersey and Alabama and Texas and New Mexico. We played the songs, we hung out, we drank beer. And we remembered when we were all young guys, just starting out. It was just one of the times of my life. But what I realize is that this is just really a vacation from our real lives. You know, we're not those guys anymore. We're not those guys we used to be. And we're not really going to get the band back together again. You know, in many ways, the story of the Eddy Band is over.
Any kind of love, any kind of love will do. Any kind of love, any kind of love will do. So look for me out there sometime when you're out there all alone, crossing all the Mississippi. Airplane ride home. I might be right beside you, maybe standing in your light. I'll be the one who's looking up to you, holding on for dear life. I can't find you anywhere. What's a boy to do? Any kind of love.
But I'm glad I came. You know, I don't make music anymore because I want to be a rock star. I make music because I love it. And I make it with these guys because I love them. Chet, Steven, Dave, Chris, and me. We're friends. We're brothers. We're the Eddy Band.
Time to care. Any kind of love, any kind of love will do. Any kind of love, any kind of love will do.
John Hicks, America's premier hillbilly journalist.
Don't know how I got here, shaking hands with Mr. Death. Gonna bury me in Memphis, I get a chance to catch my breath.
I've got a lovely wife, been married 10 years, happiest 2 years of my life. I got two great little boys, 5 and 1, Mark and Luke, and my life is just perfectly.
Rolling on, noon till dawn, whiskey and pill.
Yeah, well, I'm a college professor. I've published a number of books.
I believe that I will.
I'm an airline pilot.
I'm a professor of theater, head of a theater and dance department.
Face on all the merchandise, teardrops all over Memphis.
I've got a daughter that's in college, another son that's in the Army. I've got a 16-year-old. He is following in my footsteps. And then my youngest son, he's a guitar player, and he likes to say he's an old school rock fan. He lives and dies for AC/DC and Led Zeppelin, so he's a kid after my own.
Soon as I made the sacrifice, rolling on.
Chris Buck Rudo. He's the type of bass player that uses all 4 strings. And if I'm feeling really sassy, I'll use 2.
Rolling on. Noon till dawn. Whiskey and pill. I believe that I will.
My beautiful wife, Kristen, my children, Trent and Chase. When Trent was crawling around, would be singing songs and going for the guitar.
Sleeping cells down at Graceland. All the boys playing poker. Drove my caddy on a boulevard. Oh, blessed love. Oh, blessed love. Oh, blessed love.
I'm not sorry I never became a rock star.
Sweet Priscilla still in Graceland. All the boys still playing poker.
Hey, honey. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen. We're thinking about getting the band back together.
Carried me in a caddy down on the boulevard. Oh, blessed love. Oh, blessed.
You are one beautiful bastard. I wanted to be here and hug you for 100 years.
Hey, man.
Good
Good
to
to
see
see you.